In our previous video we studied about chemical equilibrium, what actually it means, then how you are going to differentiate between the reversible and irreversible reactions, and then about the homogeneous and heterogeneous equilibrium. Now in this video I will be starting with the free energy change. When we talk about thermodynamics, the free energy change that is very important, and to describe it we require two factors, that is entropy and enthalpy, because they tells you about the energy changes which are going on during a reaction. Enthalpy, it explains about the total energy which is associated with the system, while the entropy tells you how this energy is stored. So a reaction will be faster if enthalpy decreases. That is when enthalpy is transferred to the surrounding, and when entropy increases, then reaction will be faster. The free energy change thus is explained well by two concepts, that is enthalpy and entropy. So there is an equation which explains this, that is delta G is equal to delta H minus T delta S, where delta G is the free energy, delta H is the enthalpy change, and delta S is the entropy, and T is that the temperature in Kelvin. So for a reaction to proceed, it is favored if the free energy of the system decreases, and vice versa. Now let us talk about the law of mass action. Now let us talk about the law of mass action, which was initiated by Guldberg and Baker in 1864. According to this law of mass action, the rate at which a substance reacts is proportional to its active masses, and the rate of chemical reaction will be proportional to the product of active masses of the reacting species. So let us consider a reaction AA plus BB giving you CC plus DD. You can use a double reversible arrow also in place of this. Now the rate of forward reaction in this case will be directly proportional to the product of concentration of the reactants. The reacting species are A and B, so I have taken A and B here. Now proportionality sign you will be replacing by constant Kf. Kf is the rate constant for the forward reaction. Similarly, we will be taking the rate of backward reaction. Now for the backward reaction, this will be the reacting species and this is the product. So the rate of reaction in this case will be concentration of C raised to power the moles, again D raised to the power D. So proportionality I am removing by Kb, that is the another constant for the backward reaction. Now when we talk about equilibrium, at equilibrium the rate of forward reaction should be equal to the rate of backward reaction. So this is the rate of forward reaction, this is the rate of backward reaction. Let us take concentration terms one side and constant terms one side. So this is just rearrangement. This will go to the denominator and this will go here to the denominator. So you are getting a new constant which is a ratio of Kf upon Kb, that I am replacing by Kc. So that is the new constant, which is also known as the equilibrium constant. Now in terms for a gaseous reactants, the active masses, they can be replaced by partial pressure. So instead of concentration term you will be taking the partial pressures of A, B, C and D. So it will be PCC, PDD, PAA and PBB. Now let us talk about the relationship between Kp and Kc. Consider a reaction in which a reactant A and B, they are reacting to give you C and D. This is the product. A moles of A is reacting with B moles of B. Double reversible arrows you can put to give you Cc and Dt. Now from the law of mass action we know that Kc is, we have just derived it. So that will be the concentration of the product and concentration of the reactants. So you can say that in terms of partial pressure, it will be partial pressure. You will be taking this in terms of partial pressure. Now according to the gas equation, we know that PV is equal to nRT. That is the well-known gas equation. So if you find out the value of P, that will be N upon V RT. Now N upon V is the molar concentration, that is we can replace by CRT. So instead of P here, now I will be replacing it by CRT. So Kp will be equal to CRT of C, CRT of D, CRT of A, and CRT of D. It should be B, sorry. Here I have written wrong, it should be B, capital B you will put. So Kp will be equal to, now let us open this bracket, it will be Cc dd, and RT I will take common, it is in both, so RT C plus D minus, again here also RT is common, so it will be minus A plus B upon concentration of A and concentration of B, B. So you will get Kc, Kp is equal to Kc RT C plus D minus A plus B. Now Kc, you know that is concentration of C into D, A into B. So here you are getting concentration of C, D upon AB. So that this whole I am replacing by Kc. Now this moles you can replace by, this is product minus reactant, so that I will be replacing by delta N. That is the number of moles of gaseous products minus the gaseous reactant in the balanced equation. So you will finally get Kp is equal to KcRT delta N. So this is the relationship between Kp and Kc. Now let us thermodynamically derive the law of chemical equilibrium. Now we know that from thermodynamics the free energy change that is given by delta G is equal to delta G naught plus 2.303 RT log Q. This is the well-known equation. So at equilibrium, G will be equal to G naught plus 2.303 RT K, that will be equal to 0. Or if you want to find the value of G naught, that will be equal to this. Now log K you will be calculating by correlating it with the enthalpy and entropy. So it shows that it is depending on the temperature, since delta G is equal to minus RT natural log Kp. So when you differentiate it with respect to temperature at constant pressure, I am differentiating, so I will get this equation. So multiplying both sides of above equation by T, so this side also T, and this whole equation also I am multiplying by T. But you know that minus RT natural log Kp, that is nothing but delta G naught. This we have already discussed. So wherever there is this equation, you will be replacing it with minus delta G naught. But from Gibbs-Helmholtz equation we know the relationship, how delta G is related to enthalpy. So that equation we have taken, and then we'll putting that equation. So finally you are getting the value of delta G naught to be equal to this or this one. Now since enthalpy does not vary much with change in the partial pressure, therefore equation will become this equation, that will be delta H upon RT is equal to d by dt of natural log Kp. And when you integrate it, this will be the final equation. So we are putting the limits of two temperature T1 and T2. So finally you will get natural log K P2 upon P1, that is equal to T2 minus T1 upon T1 T2. Or you can write like this also. Now let us distinguish between the delta G and delta G naught. Delta G is the Gibbs free energy, which is associated with the chemical reaction that can be used to do work, and the free energy. Now this is a well-known equation, that is delta G is equal to delta G naught plus RT natural log Q, where G naught is the value which is of the standard free energy,